Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Cahill and welcome back to my channel. I have a problem. As you guessed it, it is NaNoWriMo related. We have been having issues this month and I do not appreciate it. It is currently the 30th of November. This is the final day of NaNoWriMo. The last few hours that we have left, and by we I mean the royal we, to finish writing Abingdon House number 5 as per my goal for this month. And I may have procrastinated a little bit too much over the past few days. I don't know if it's gonna get done, and I'm displeased with this. Not displeased enough to go back in time and stop myself from procrastinating, but displeased enough that I'm going to work myself ragged today in order to get this done. All right? Because I have given myself a deadline and I shall stick to it no matter what. Okay? This is why I wrote 30,000 words in 3 days. A couple of years ago, when I had a revision deadline for one of my old novels that I wasn't going to hit unless I did that stupid task. This is exactly what I did a couple of months ago when I wrote Abingdon number 4 in 3 days and procrastinated over the first 2 days, wrote less than I needed to, and then ended up giving myself even more work on the final day just so I could say that I hit the deadline I had given myself. And I'm doing it now for Abingdon number 5. What is wrong with me? Don't answer that question. I don't want to know. It's not terrible. It's not that terrible. Like, it's not going to cost me NaNoWriMo, okay? I've already won NaNoWriMo. I've been absent the past couple of weeks, really. So you might not know that, but I won NaNoWriMo. It was a few days ago. I've hit the 50k. That is the NaNoWriMo goal. It's not my personal goal. My personal goal was, again, to finish writing Abingdon number 5. My plan was to go in, I had 50 scenes prepped, and what I thought was a fantastic plan, to be fair, was to write 1,000 words for each scene, and that would get me 50,000 words, and the book would be finished. It sounds simple enough, but I didn't take into account the fact that I would write over 1,000 words for the majority of the scenes that I ended up writing, which meant I very easily hit the 50k for NaNoWriMo, but I still have so much novel left to write. Okay, so this is where we sit with Abingdon 5 at the moment, and now I need to do math because I don't actually know the answer to the question. Slide this down. So we have currently written
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38.
38 scenes of Abingdon House is all we've written so far. I have 50. Slide that back up. Okay, so I've written 38 scenes for Abingdon number 5. Kudos to you guys for seeing the entirety of the outline that I had. Spoilers are abound, okay? Hopefully you didn't read them too closely. I've written 38 scenes. I'm on my 39th at the moment. I have till midnight to write the rest of the scenes at 1,000 words each minimum, which is 12,000 words. Which sucks, but I have a plan, and that plan is to not do 50 scenes and to take out some scenes that I don't want to do. For example, and I'm not going to show you this because I'm not bothered to redo the camera, I have a scene in here, results of experiments. As it turned out, I haven't actually outlined this scene. I don't know how that happened. I pulled the number out of my little box of scenes one day a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I've not actually outlined this scene. Whoops. I wasn't bothered to outline the scene then and there, so I went on to a different scene. But in a scene that I had written that day, I sort of covered what I had intended to put in this scene, which was the results of the experiments. I forgot I had a scene dedicated to it clearly and wrote it somewhere else. So I feel the story would not be ruined if I removed this scene from it. That's 49 scenes now for Abingdon number 5. I have another scene which I have part outlined, and by part outlined I mean I've written one sentence for this outline, which is the beginning of the scene. I'm very terrible at outlining, clearly. I feel that even though the content of this scene is necessary for the plot, it's not necessary for me right at this moment in time to dedicate a full scene to it. I can add a note into the previous scene or the scene after, which I have not written yet, and inform through telling that the events that I wanted to put into scene this one has happened for now. So let me very lovingly delete that scene also. So that's 48 scenes for Abingdon House. And let me quickly note the fact that the events have been, so I don't forget to put that in. I know what I'm saying words. I know what I mean by when I say these words. Has been, what word did I spelt secret wrong. I spelt secret, but I don't care. Anyway, so that is 48 scenes left in Abingdon number 5, in which I need to write 9 scenes. I can manage 9 scenes in one day. I can also be really cheeky if I want to, and I'm probably going to, even though it will very, very badly muck up the quality that I'm sort of trying to aim for with Abingdon number 5, which is like 2% quality. This might bring it down to like 0.5 to 1% quality. Don't really need to have a minimum of 1,000 words for any of these remaining scenes, really, because I've hit the 50,000 words, and the only reason I had a minimum word count goal for each scene was to hit the 50k in the first place. I've done that. So do these scenes really need to be 1,000 words each? Do I need to write the scene and find out it's only 600 words and then sigh and then have to scour for places to add to get the rest of those 400 words to make 1,000 words? You know, I don't need to do that. If the scene is 600 words, the scene is 600 words now, and I don't need to struggle to fill it or think of other stuff to do and stress myself out that way. So really, I'm giving myself as much leeway as possible to write as quickly and badly as possible in order to get this finished on time for my deadline, so I don't feel bad about the fact that I have set it and missed it, all because I procrastinated a bit too much, because I was like, I'm doing so well, it's okay if I take one day off. Turned into like 6 in total, which we're not going to talk about, really. Okay, it's not really my fault. It's not all my fault. My motivation just wasn't there this month, like I usually want it to be, like it usually is during NaNoWriMo. I think part of that is because this is the final book in the Abingdon series and the final step into completing my stupid crazy goal of 2021, which was to write the entire remaining Abingdon House books, which was 4. This is the 4th that I'm writing this year. I wrote number 1 last year in NaNoWriMo. I have a very busy day today, not writing wise, life wise. It is currently 10 to 10. I've been talking into this way longer than I wanted to be. At 11 o'clock, I need to go and pick up my youngest son from school because he's having a half day today. And then at 12 o'clock, I need to go out and pick my youngest daughter up from preschool. And then at 3 o'clock, I need to go out to pick up the other two children from school who finish at 10 past and 20 past 3 respectively. And then the second I drop them off at home, I need to go to work. I have work now. I work at Cinnabon. It's so exciting. Yay. I work from 4 till 8. So I'll be at work then, and then I'll get home. Who knows when I'll get home, because the store is new and we're all new, and the closing jobs take longer than they should because obviously we don't sort of know what we're doing yet. So I'll probably get home about 9:30, and then at 9 o'clock I've got a live stream. I have a bunch of guests on for me tonight, which I'm very, very excited about, to celebrate and, you know, stress over the fact that this is the last day of NaNoWriMo and people need to win stuff. So, and then after that I have maybe an hour until midnight to finish the book. So it's a lot of coming and going for me today. A lot of doing stuff, a lot of time to not work, especially when the kids are home. I lose 4 to 5 hours of writing time today, which are essential for me for writing these 9 scenes. Even more essential for me writing these 9 scenes is to stop talking into this camera and actually start getting the work done, because now I have even less time to do what I need to do because I've been talking for ages. It's fine. It is fine. My box yesterday pulled out scene 48, so that is what we are going to be heading into. Climax is over. We have defeated the bad guy. So chapters 47, 48, 49, 50, which would probably end up being the last 2 chapters of the book, maybe chapter and a half, depending on the length, of course, are focusing on, you know, like the aftermath and the characters and their life going forward, or what they need to look forward to in their life going forward now that the bad guy has been defeated. So it's, this one I'm writing is not so sad. The scene afterwards is going to be a sad scene, unfortunately. But I have a heart of stone, so it's probably not going to make me cry. Anyway, I'm babbling now. I'm babbling. I need to stop the babbling. I need to focus on the words and the writing. So I have my tea in my brand new mug, which I really shouldn't have bought, but I did. It's not cold, that's fine. I have my water. I have everything I need in front of me, and we are going to, Sarah, yes, spend this next hour in which I want to aim for finishing scene 48 and starting a second scene are my 2 goals for this next hour. Let's just do it. Okay, come on. Okay. I procrastinated again, because of course I did. Basically, I just couldn't help myself, really, in regards to not actually, you know, losing focus and actually doing the writing instead. So I thought I was doing well. I was doing well. For the first 20 minutes or so, I got the majority of the scene done, and then I don't know what I did. I checked an email or something like that, and then I just got distracted, and it took me took me the entire time that I had to write scene 48, wherein I had 5 minutes until I needed to leave. The scene still wasn't done. I didn't want to leave without this scene being done because that would just be very, very bad. So I sort of very, 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 very badly rushed the end and finished it. But it's done. It's a first draft. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. So we are now going to be moving on to the next scene. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have 2 hours to write more. I'm not going to give myself a goal because I will stress myself out trying to keep it. So I need to focus. Despite the fact I really, really don't feel like focusing right now. I think this is the issue I've been having the entire month. Like, I know I need to do the work, but I don't want to.
So many waffles.
I don't want to. It's such a pain in the butt.
Fight. A new fight.
2 of the kids are home. I have to get used to my new tea mug and how slow my tea goes cold in it, because this is the second time I've drunk not even half of it and it's gone cold. So I need to do my head working out timey thing so I sort of know how long I've got before it starts getting too cold while I drink it. I have to do this with every new mug I get, because every mug, you know, loses temperature at a different speed depending on how big the mug is, depending on how thick the mug is, depending on the shape of the mug, blah 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 blah. So I need to do that, and I also need to replenish the tea as well. And I need to maybe settle down with the fact that I'm not going to get Havington number 5 finished today, this month, during NaNoWriMo, which will pain me greatly. Mostly because with how my motivation's been throughout November, I'm not going to guarantee at all that I'm going to get any work on it done in December. And the plan was to take December off of worrying about drafting or finishing stuff, so I can be nice and refreshed for January when all of my revisions for all of my projects start. So it's a lose-lose, really. It's stress myself out now and try and get this done, or don't get it done and sort of stress myself out next month trying to get it done. So it's a bit of a 34, a bit of a dilemma. I still haven't numbered any of my scenes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 34. Nice talky scene. Yay. Okay, so I have just finished my shift. It is 8 o'clock. We have time to do stuff before my stream at 9 o'clock. I procrastinated again. I was like, it's 12:30. I've got like a good couple of hours worth of writing to do now, and I think I wrote a sentence in that time. So my brain knows that I want to get this written. It just won't let me do it and wants me to suffer instead. So I'm still holding out hope that I can get this done in the next 2.5 hours. We will see how it goes. It's not even that they're difficult scenes to write either. They're quite easy scenes. It's a conversation, and it's quite an interesting conversation as well. So it's not like it's a difficult scene to write. I would be able to write that very, very easily. I just don't want to, but I have to, but I don't want to. So you see my dilemma. So we are going to head home. I'm going to have some dinner while I procrastinate some more, and hopefully I will get some decent amount of words written during the live stream, so I don't feel completely terrible about the fact that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, let's go. Okay, we are currently in the middle of the live stream. We are doing our first sprint and I have finished the scene that I started at midday today. Finally finished the scene that I started at midday today, which is terrible, the fact that I've spent so long doing it, but you know, I have accountability now and people watching, so I need to get some work done. It's only 659 words. I'm not bothered. It's done. Whatever. So 7 scenes left now to do in an hour and a half. Next scene. We're doing okay. Like, I still don't want to write, but at least I'm finding it easier to force myself to do so now. I need to find out what scene 13 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13. Oh. So, as it turns out, my desire to do nothing heavily outweighed my desire to finish Abingdon number 5. Let's look at the positives, shall we? I finished NaNoWriMo with 54,982 words, which is a fantastic achievement. Fantastic, that's great. NaNoWriMo 1, and like I haven't done that before. I feel like I'm in a good place with Abingdon number 5. Plot-wise, I found a lot with numbers 2, 3 and 4 that when I had outlined it, and then when I was coming to write the scenes that I had outlined, I found that what I had outlined, while it made sense in outline form, didn't quite make sense when I was going in and actually writing everything. I had moments where I would forget why I had put this in here, how this piece of information linked up with this piece of information. And yeah, sure, while there are a couple of plot holes in Abingdon 5 as a whole, I think the strength of the story is better than 2, 3 and 4, not as strong as 1. It's still not good. I definitely have a lot of work to do, not just on book 5, on the series as a whole from 2 to 5, in order to make it all make sense and to make it fit together properly. But the core of everything that I want within the novel is there. All of the main events that I want within the novel are there, which is good. I have unintentional romance in book 5, which I did not want, and I was surprised to realise that I was putting it in there, which I didn't want romance, okay? There are 2 romances in Abingdon House as a whole. Neither of them pertain to Hazel, who is the main character. And I wanted to have a main character of this middle grade who does not have a romance, because, you know, lots of kids don't have romances at that age, and every single book I read seems to have some sort of romance, you know, in big epic sagas and stuff. And I was like, you know what, I'm not going to have that in this book. You know, I want to show kids it's okay to not have romance at that age. It's not an unnatural thing to not have had a first kiss or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a relationship of any kind when you're that young. And I was doing really good about it as well. And then, I don't know what scene I was writing, but I was like, why am I writing it like this? What is this thing that I've got going between Hazel and this other character? Like, did I just have yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I guess it's good at the fact that it's sort of come across rather naturally, rather than me trying to force things, because then it means that the way that I've written these two characters, they are compatible with each other for a relationship. But I don't know whether I want to push it forward anymore. I don't know whether I want to, you know, keep it in there as a sort of potential romance. I know I don't want it to end in romance, like they're not going to get together. I know that for a fact. But I don't know whether to keep it, embellish on it, or take it out. That is going to have to come with my rereads a little bit later on. But that's an issue for future Sarah. I just keep piling all the work onto her now. She's going to hate me. She can't do anything about it, of course. But yeah, we're not going to be friends after this one, no. I am currently in the middle of writing scene 13. That was where I finished off last night after my live stream. I was not bothered to do any more writing after that. I was thankful to stop writing at that point because I didn't want to. I couldn't do it. So we are left with the following stats. After removing the 2 scenes that I removed, so I didn't have to worry about them, we have 7 scenes left to write, not including the half a scene for scene 13 left in Abingdon House. I could very easily get that done in December. Didn't want to get that done in December. I'm gonna have to get that done in December because January is when I'm supposed to start rewriting Abingdon House as a whole and replotting the entire series. And obviously for me to do that, I need to do a reread of the entire series, and I can't do a reread of the entire series until I've written Abingdon Book 5. And I don't like rereading a series that I've written unless I've had at least a month separate from it, so I can sort of forget what I've written. So now I have an actual deadline, which I don't like, of finishing this by the end of December. Hopefully my motivation will kick back in shortly and I can sit down over a few days and get it done. This is officially the longest first draft out of all of the entire Abingdon House series. I knew it would be, simply because I wanted to write a minimum of 50,000 words for NaNoWriMo. But I think by the time I've finished all the extra scenes I need to write, we're going to be pushing 60,000 words, which is not a terrible thing. It just means I'll have less to add to it during rewrites. But it also means that it contains the most things that might possibly have to change depending on how the plot of the entire series gets changed later on. I think the curse of NaNoWriMo hit me hard this year, and the curse of course being you've written 50,000 words, the job is done. Despite the fact that I had more of a task I wanted to do, the fact that I had written 50,000 words and that was my goal, to write 50,000 words and finish Abingdon House number 5, my brain latched onto the write 50,000 words, and when I had written 50,000 words it was like, you're done, it's time to take a break. And that's where most of the struggles began, because I'd done my job, and even though I wanted to finish Abingdon 5, my brain didn't accept the fact that I still had more work to do. So next time, I think maybe instead of thinking of it as a word count goal that I need to do, I need to think of it as, you know, I need to finish all of these scenes, or make the word count goal a little bit higher. If I know that I'm going to be writing over the standard 50k, like I have to write a 60k for NaNoWriMo, that might have pushed me a little bit more to actually finish the job I needed to do. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't get it done. Like, I know I can do better, but it's been a struggle the past couple of months to actually, you know, sit down and find the will to write. Haven't quite pinpointed why that is. Hopefully I can sit down and figure it out before next year, because I have a lot of work to do and I would like to actually be productive and, you know, routine about it and make it a habit to actually get all of the work that I need to do done without feeling like I am letting myself down, which is a horrible feeling to have. So that was the last day of NaNoWriMo for me, at least. Let me know down in the comments below, did you take part in NaNoWriMo? And if you did, how did you do? Did you manage to get the 50k? Did you tap out early? Or did you find that you wrote more than you thought you would? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Good thoughts and happy writing.